Bible Vlog. Today I'm going to be reading out from the Open Bible, which is a translation of the New Testament that I'm making, that I'm producing, which is open, so you're free to share it. You're free to make your own video recordings. Please share it as freely as you wish. And it's translated from edition 27 of the Nestle Aland Greek New Testament text. Okay, so I'm reading from Matthew chapter 1, and this was last updated on Tosin's Bible Blog on the 28th of January 2012. Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the ancestry of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Verse 2. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac was the father of Jacob, and Jacob was the father of Judah and his brothers. Verse 3. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah through Tamar, and Perez was the father of Hezron, and Hezron was the father of Ram. Verse 4. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Verse 5. Salmon was the father of Boaz by Rahab. Boaz was the father of Obed by Ruth. Obed was the father of Jesse. Verse 6. Jesse was the father of David, who became the king. David was the father of Solomon by her who had been the wife of Uriah. Verse 7. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the father of Abijah, and Abijah was the father of Asa. Verse 8. Asa was the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was the father of Joram, and Joram was the father of Uzziah. Verse 9. Uzziah was the father of Jotham. Jotham was the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz was the father of Hezekiah. Verse 10. Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh. Manasseh was the father of Ammon, and Ammon was the father of Josiah. Verse 11. Josiah was the father of Jeconiah and his brothers, about the time they were carried away to Babylon. Verse 12. After they were brought to Babylon, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel was the father of Zerubbabel. Verse 13. Zerubbabel was the father of Abiud, and Abiud was the father of Eliakim, and Eliakim was the father of Azor. Verse 14. Azor was the father of Zadok, and Zadok was the father of Achim, and Achim was the father of Eliud. Verse 15. Eliud was the father of Eleazar, and Eleazar was the father of Matan, and Matan was the father of Jacob. Verse 16. And Jacob was the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, from whom was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Verse 17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations, and from the carrying away into Babylon until the Christ are 14 generations. Verse 18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. When his mother Mary was betrothed to be married to Joseph, before they were fully married, she was found to be expecting a child by the work of the Holy Spirit. Verse 19. Then Joseph, her betrothed husband, being a decent man and not willing to make her a public example, decided to divorce her quietly. Verse 20. But while he considered these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, O descendant of David, do not be reluctant to fully marry Mary your wife, as the child she is carrying has been conceived through the Holy Spirit. And she will give birth to a son, and you will call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. Verse 22. Now all this was done so that the words spoken by the Lord and given through the prophet might be fulfilled, saying, Verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall expect a child, and shall give birth to a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is translated God with us. Verse 24. Then Joseph awoke from sleep, and followed the instructions of the angel of the Lord, and fully married his wife. Verse 25. And he did not sleep with her until she had given birth to her son, and he called his name Jesus. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.